So welcome everyone for BTN's Success Talks interview series part 2. So today we are going to talk to one more successful person and I'm really glad to introduce him to you. His name is Mr. Vikram Menda. Welcome Mr. Vikram.
Thank you so much.
So I will take this privilege to introduce him to you. So Mr. Vikram has done his CA, CFA and MBA from ISB Hyderabad, and he has worked with some of the best banks in the country such as ICICI Bank and Yes Bank. As a practicing chartered accountant in Mumbai, Vikram helps entrepreneurs in developing profitable and cash-rich businesses. A lot of business owners even today use the old age ways of managing finances. Vikram and his team help businesses employ new age tools and techniques of financial management, such as business viability checks, cash flow management, zero cost fund generation, and wealth creation. So, welcome, Mr. Vikram Benda, to this interview series. So, can you please let us know that how you achieved this success and your biggest success story?
First of all, let me thank Tejas for this opportunity to be here at this platform. And regarding my success story, that reminds me of my good old Yes Bank days. So, for a very long period of time, I was working in Mr. Rana Kapoor's team, uh, where I was associated with a lot of large corporates, SMEs for their funding related issues. And incidentally, during the same period of time, my father-in-law, who had a huge business into infrastructure and real estate, but he himself was facing a lot of typical SME challenges, such as not getting funds or not being able to attract the right kind of people who can manage his finances. So that's where I started feeling I'm helping someone, and there's an urgent need of someone handling the finances within the family, but I'm not able to give him that much of time. I used to maybe work with him on Saturday, Sundays, but that wasn't sufficient. The final, as they say, nail in the coffin was when my father-in-law had to undergo a surgery, a heart transplantation, and that's where I took a call that I quit the well-paying job at Yes Bank and I started working with him. And since then, I've been working essentially with SMEs and even emerging large corporates in managing their finances. SMEs, what they do, they have very traditional ways of managing finances. As we fondly call it, a typical SME works like a Lala company. So there's one promoter who decides चाय कहाँ से आएगा और stationery कहाँ से ली जाएगी, and that's how typically even the funds are generated, funds are deployed. So there's absolutely no discussion, no planning कि कैश फ्लो कितना चाहिए, कब चाहिए, कहाँ से मैनेज करना है, क्या कॉस्ट ऑफ फंड्स है, nothing like that. They had at least 10 chartered accountants in their company, but everybody was working more on the compliance front. Typically, CAs, I mean, I myself, I'm being a CA, we work more on the compliance front, but there's very less of actual value addition that happens in businesses. So that's where we worked on in this business. When we started by implementing all these dashboards, making the business measurable, implementing dashboards, implementing cash flow planning. Within 6 months of working, a lot of changes were seen. We also generated close to around 100 crores of funds within the short period of 6 months. That's one good success story that actually triggered me. So I could actually बोलते हैं ना कि बाहर कुछ भी हो, जब अपनी फैमिली में कुछ होता है, तो you really feel the pain. So that's where I got associated with all these SMEs. And since then, I have worked with several small, medium, emerging large corporates where I've seen typical SMEs, in spite of having a great business model, they have an excellent product, everything is good, but they are not able to manage their finances, or not able to, or maybe their focuses are not towards managing finances. So that's where we pitch in.
So there must be some factors which contributed to your success, I'm sure, and there would be many factors, I will say. But let's discuss about those top three factors which contributed to your success, And the most important part is how you mastered those three factors, because I think that will be very eye opening for everybody who is listening to this interview.
Sure. As you rightly said, there are several factors, but the top three factors, which I would say, and of which the first factor, which actually helped us improve or helped us implement these systems, is our process. So we have a very scientific or a very what do you say, tried and tested process, which actually generates results in business. As I already told you, SMEs have a very unstructured way of managing their finance. But what worked 10 years back doesn't work now. Now, businesses have evolved, businesses have changed. I mean, there are a lot of changes in the way businesses are being conducted, right from the way the compliances are being met to the way the funds are being generated to actually the funds being employed. Now, we have a Ritesh Agarwal, who in his very young age of 21, 22 years, he sourced around 600 crores of funds, not once but twice. So, what was that possible 10 years back? I doubt. So, what we need to understand, the process needs to evolve. So, again, the success factor, the first success factor I would say is we have a very well structured process, which within that process we have a few parameters. So first parameter is we have a very structured framework, which we call at the VCZW, which is we start with the viability gap, the viability check. We start with, is this business really profitable?
Can you repeat VC
VCZW.
ZW?
That's a, yeah. So which stands for viability check, a cash flow planning, zero cost fund generation, funding, and lastly is the wealth accumulation or wealth creation. So what we've seen is typically SMEs, they they have an excellent business model, but when it comes to managing finances, they are totally clueless. And that's where we start with viability check. We actually start from the zero. We start from scratch. We identify the entire business model. We have long brainstorming sessions with the promoters to check whether the business is profitable. I'll give you a very short example. So in one of our clients, again, this is a very hypothetical calculation that I'm sharing with you. They were generating around 1 lakh of profit per month on a sale of 5 lakh rupees. So they were very happy. They were very satisfied. 1 lakh हर महीने कमा रहे हैं 5 lakh के sale पे. But then when we did this viability check, we came to know that the investment in that kind of business. Now, if one sees there's a 20% margin, 5 lakh के ऊपर 1 lakh per month. So it looks decent. But then when we saw there was an investment which was made of 1 CR in that particular business. Here we identified all the IT assets, the property, their own personal time investment. So if you are investing 1 CR and you're generating just 1 lakh per month, wouldn't it be better for you to invest in a mutual fund? So this is just one simple, easy check. But there are 10, 12 more such checks that we do to not only say whether there is profitability, but also to check whether that profit is justifiable, whether you are actually drawing salary. Now, many times the profit that we make is less than the salary that that promoter should be getting. So in the recent example, if 1 lakh he is generating, if he would have worked somewhere else, probably he could have got a salary of 2 lakhs. So there are such 10 checks. Besides that, we have a very structured cash flow planning methodology. We have over the last 10 odd years, we have created a template where we have a daily cash flow model. So if the SME implements that, they are in control of their finances. Third, we said the zero cost funding, which is of utmost interest to a lot of promoters. कि बॉस पैसा रेस करना है लेकिन zero cost पे, no interest. How is that possible? So that's where there are a lot of areas within business where entrepreneurs have blocked their funds. We identify all these areas, whether the funds are blocked or there is a leakage of funds. You arrest this leakage of funds and suddenly in the next 6 months to 1 year, you have sufficient funds. जो हम बाहर से 15%, 18%, 24% pe we were raising funds, those funds can be generated inside. And lastly, wealth accumulation. So wealth accumulation is again a structured process where we again have a very structured approach, a scientifically proven approach, where in the next 1 year, I mean, a lot of promoters come to me, Vikram, uh, we have been working in this business since last 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, but we have not been able to accumulate wealth. Business के अलावा मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है. So that's where we encourage the entrepreneurs to generate a passive income source. So that's where we help them create this wealth or accumulate this wealth, I would say. So this is our factors, I would say.
When we talk about, now you informed us that how you mastered these factors as well. So is there anybody specific person who helped you to master these factors? You would like to name somebody, your academics professor or somebody who really helped you to master specific these aspects?
I would like to thank my professors at ISB Hyderabad. The kind of knowledge that was given there, and not only very, very theoretical, it was very, very practical in the sense live case studies were discussed. I specifically remember we had a professor called as Mr. Ashish Chaturvedi, and this guy, he used to have specific case studies which were dedicated only towards finance management, financial management. So we also understood the concept of valuation from him. So a lot of SMEs, they don't see their businesses as a value generation mechanism. So there we got to know, he used to again and again say, business is a game of numbers. Business is a game of numbers. I mean, even after doing my CA, I was still confused. Okay, I had that typical mindset. Okay, a chartered accountant is only about managing IT returns or GST returns and typical compliances. So thanks to this ISB, that I had got this practical knowledge.
So what will be your advice to our fellow entrepreneurs who really want to grow? So considering your knowledge and your success, what will you advise them?
So advice to them would be what worked 10 years back will not or may not work now. So I clearly remember there was a very rich client of mine who had multiple businesses, and he had made this statement once. He said, Vikram, 10 years back, or rather 20 years back, we used to think, okay, this is the place I want to build a building, a 10-story building. And then we used to start our work. And then we used to get the compliances and whatever paperwork and documentation. Is that possible now? No. So now everything needs to be very, very structured, very, very professionally done. So my advice to all entrepreneurs would be invest in a team, invest in people who can handle things. Don't try to do everything on your own, because that was possible maybe when your father was doing business. So I clearly remember those years. I mean, typically there was no CFO, no CEO. There was one person, Lala, and he was managing the entire show. But now, is that possible? I don't know whether it's possible, but whether it's feasible, I doubt. I don't think it's feasible. It's better to invest in a team of people and then focus. Each team member focuses on their own strengths.
So that should not be a completely in-house team, but that can be outsourced team like you, where they can hire your services as CFO as well. So it's not compulsory that they need to appoint somebody in-house as a chartered accountant. Outsourcing is the most feasible way.
A lot of my clients have expressed that it is better to have a outsourced CFO. Why? Because they need someone who comes from outside, who's not very aligned with their in-house objectives. So I clearly remember I was working with a client of mine, and I told him, okay, we'll have your people working with us and all. He said, no, Baba, please don't involve our people, because our people, they are very aligned. He said they are too aligned with our goals. We want a third party who will raise a red flag whenever needed. So I totally agree to your suggestion. It's better to have a outsourced. In fact, a lot of these what do you call non-essential things. So you need to identify in your business what are those essential functions which you need to take care of. The non-essential factors should ideally be outsourced.
Right.
Not only that reduces your cost, but more importantly, it brings out the best of the talent within your company.
You are also a part of BTN, where we are helping entrepreneurs to scale up their business by providing training and mentoring, and also supporting them in networking as well. So, can you throw some light on what exactly you will be giving them in terms of training and mentoring, and how it will help them to take their business to the next level?
See, as I had already mentioned about this story about my father-in-law. Since that time, I have been working with several SMEs, several business owners, and one thing which I'm really passionate about is the kind of challenges that these people face. So all these large corporates, they have money, they have the best of talent with them, they have the best of CFOs, they have their own in-house treasury team who ensures that there is sufficient wealth creation, wealth generation, there is ample amount of cash planning. But I empathize with these small business owners and emerging large corporates who don't get this kind of expertise. So at BTN, what I am really passionate about is sharing these best experiences, best processes with these entrepreneurs so that they can implement these systems within their organization. And
We will
these
also help
processes,
them to execute it.
of course, of course. So we will not only train them, we will also handhold them in implementation and execution, because I strongly believe success is only 5%, 10% knowing. The balance 90-95%, I mean, pata to sabko sab kuch hai. But then that 90-95%, that depends on how well you execute it. So at BTN, we will not only train them, we will also handhold them in properly executing it.
It's wonderful. That's really wonderful. So, what we understood today is the most important thing in your business is managing your finances effectively. And if you really manage them effectively, the speed of your growth can be double or triple. Uh, so, think about it. And if you're looking for shared CFO services, feel free to contact Mr. Vikram. Thank you, Mr. Vikram, for giving us time and sharing your thoughts, your success stories, and guiding all entrepreneurs on this finance management.
Thank you, Tejas, for giving me this opportunity. And it's a great pleasure to interact with more and more business owners. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, if you're looking also be a part of BTN to scale up your business, then please register yourself. You can see the website scrolling on the screen. You can visit the website, register yourself, and we will get back to you. So, thank you for watching today's session, and we will be coming up with third success talk in the next week. Thanks for watching.